My first ever experience shooting on a long lens was on the Beijing Paralympics in the year 2008. You know, when you hold a long lens, people think that you are very professional just because there is very little access. There is a lot of curiosity surrounding this particular piece of glass. 1, 2, 3, go! Here we are at East Coast Park. We are visiting the Wings of Parrots Community. I'm wondering who to ask. Who can we ask? Hello, hi. I sort of contacted you guys on Instagram and Facebook saying that we want to come down and film the birds. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, are you the one that I was? What's your name?
Mike.
Mike. Mindy. Going early to recce, preparing yourself for the shoot is actually one of the most important things in using a long telephoto lens. All you have is tunnel vision. All you have is a zoomed in vision. And you want the action to occur against an interesting background, or at least a background that will sort of light up your subject. You don't want a background that is going to be black on a dark subject where there's no separation. And conversely, you don't want a blown out sky against, say, a white bird that's flying past.
Yeah, leave your hand this way.
I should put this down, no?
Yes. Okay, leave your hand this way, then turn.
Okay.
So the bird will stay here.
Yeah.
When you say 1, 2, 3, just throw, and the bird fly at command.
Okay.
Stay beside him.
Ooh.
Leave your hand. No, turn.
Done.
Okay. Okay. Okay, do it.
Oh, cool. Hi.
Wait, 1,
2, 3. Sure. So he will always look for you to land, right?
Yes.
No matter who flies him, he will look for you
Yes.
to land.
They fly the individual owner. Even if I fly 3 birds at one time, they still fly 2 birds.
Oh. Okay, better get back to shooting. The storyteller wanting to introduce more content, the thought was that I wanted the birds to fly against these HDB blocks. You can possibly see that this is Singapore, so all I have to do is to wait for the moment where they pass these blocks. This also reduces my tracking range, so I only have to track from the leftmost of the block to the rightmost of the block. If you are shooting subjects using a long lens, very often, right, the subject would have a rehearsed movement. The tennis player would always move this way. The movement is not erratic. He or she may surge forward and backwards or left and right. After a while, you would be rehearsed with this range of movements. Even a bird, right, it goes around and around. Or very often with a long lens, you would be shooting very repetitive movements. And if you're on the job, right, you would be stationed there for, 8 hours a day, and you would be very well rehearsed in how fast the panning should go, how much you should tilt the lens. Nice! Wow! Was this a longer than usual flight?
Yeah, this is he's actually off leash only about less than a week.
Ah.
Yeah, so it's like this is the biggest flight that he has.
How did you feel just now when he wasn't coming back?
Panic. He will be panic because it's just new, so it's not very stable. So when he has big flight, we will be afraid of it.
Is that why he sort of took his liberty and did a few more rounds?
Correct, because this big round is very big, and today this is the first time of this year.
Is he a baby?
Yes,
Because
she's
of
about 6-7 months. Yes, we did it.
Thank you so much. Yeah. With the XH2S, I've turned on the subject detection mode. Once the autofocus locks onto the bird, I'm trying to pan my camera as fast as the flight of the bird, and the autofocus continuously locks onto the bird as it is flying. Also takes a bit of practice, right? I need to know how fast the birds are going to fly so that I can adjust my panning speed to the speed of the flight of the bird. So I get a half click and there is a focus on the subject. I'm panning and I'm also burst shooting. Don't ever press it when it's not focus, hoping that it will focus later. No, that doesn't happen. Know that the first shot is sharp in the first instance before you give a full press to the button. So if you're on continuous high at JPEG, this could go to like 40 frames per second.
Free flying bird is my therapy. It's able to fly off and able to come back.
Yeah, it's amazing,
Give
right?
me justification for myself and the bird. For the bird to come back to the owner,
Yeah.
it's very amazing.
Were there any difficulties that you met while training because of being deaf?
I do not want deafness to hinder me. I try to find ways to communicate with the members. Even capture,
Yeah.
doing demo. Being deaf does not mean you cannot do things.
Yeah.
Things I cannot hear.
Yeah.
I use my eyes to observe the bird. How the bird behave, how the bird respond to you. I'm able to see. So I can learn better using the eyes.
So because of that, you're actually more observant about your bird's behavior.
Yeah.
I'm sure your bird is observing you also.
Yeah. He's a rehome. He's a rehome bird.
Oh, means
Don't know how
what?
to fly.
Okay.
Right, so hello.
Hello? Oh, hello!
Good bird.
So rehome means that it was somebody's bird.
Yes.
So you adopted the bird.
Yes.
Ah.
I like the bird because you know to say hello.
So this was a trick from the previous owner?
Good.
Ah.
I think so. You want to free fly?
Yeah. Right.
Say hello to you. Good. Good. 1, 2, 3.
The other amazing thing about a long lens is that it's really like a telescope. It's like your personal telescope that can record moments. When you are shooting a game, you can see the expression of the player. You don't just see the ball, you don't just see the hand movements, but you see her face. So it's your personal telescope that you can press and then just say, okay, record. Okay, that's a great moment, record. I like to record this moment. I remember shooting a wheelchair basketball game. It feels like I'm just right next to them, experiencing their emotion. Even though I'm not clicking, right, it's really live view. I don't think it gets any better than that. Because of the lens, right, I came away with a very strong visual memory of my experience. My memory is what I have seen through the eyes of this lens. The lens is glorious, but it also is taxing on the body. Yes, the monopod is taking the weight of the camera, but still you need to sort of balance it. You would still need a considerable amount of physical strength to go the distance. And in the case of shooting birds, once you find a position, you may find that the position could be an uncomfortable position. Especially if you are holding it for like 8 hours a day. I mean, it's taxing stuff. Nobody's saying that it's easy. All these are factors that you need to pre-plan before you get the perfect shot. Royal, can you do this? Yeah! Good boy!